Hey guys, welcome back to Critical Flick. Today I'm going to talk about one of my all-time favorite movies, Aliens. Now, James Cameron's Aliens came out in 1986 and it's the sequel to Ridley Scott's masterpiece, Alien. If we just take a minute to appreciate the fact that Aliens came out in 1986 and Alien came out in 1979, so they waited that long to make a sequel to this movie, and it's so good. It's one of the best sequels in my opinion. It might even be the best sequel in my opinion. And that just goes to show that maybe Hollywood should take a little longer with these sequels. Shouldn't be putting them out every single year. You're not going to have quality. Maybe you want to take some time off. Now, I'm not saying you have to take off 8 years, but just give it a little time. So like I said, this movie is directed by James Cameron, who is a phenomenal director. He's directed some of the most iconic and just incredible pieces of cinema ever. You have Titanic, you have Avatar, you have Terminator 2, they're all just so good. So in Aliens, you have the return of Ripley, played by Sigourney Weaver, but this time, she's accompanied by a group of Space Marines, and they're going back to the planet where they first found the first alien, and they're there to kick some butt. So in this movie, Ripley's character really comes into her own. She turns into this just badass action hero, arguably the best female action hero of all time in my opinion, and she's just so good in this movie. Now in the first movie, she's scared obviously, a little more timid, a little more subtle. This movie, it's just, she's going in and she's taking them out. She's there for revenge and she's just sick of it. Also, you have the interesting dynamic of her meeting Newt, the small girl, where she has that more like womanly role and motherly role, so you have this combination of this really tough chick who's also very caring, and I think that's a hard line to walk, and they did it perfectly in this movie. Of course, the Xenomorph's back, but now, instead of just one Xenomorph, there's dozens of them, and it is terrifying. You just have these waves of ridiculously fast, ridiculously stealthy, and just lethal creatures. And no one other than Ripley knows what they're in for, and no one will listen to her. These Space Marines, they think they're so tough, they think they can do anything, and they find out really quickly that the Xenomorphs are not any kind of pushover. You have some incredible action in this movie. You're going from Alien, which is just, it's a case study in suspense and horror and just uncomfortable feelings, and this one is just, it's just so much action. It does all the great things that action movies do without being too goofy or being too over the top. It still sticks to that somewhat grounded alien aesthetic without being like completely grandiose. And the movie's just so much fun. It has so many one-liners, it has so many like little goofy scenes in it, along with the really intense and really good action. James Cameron just has this ability to make these movies like Terminator and Aliens, where you have the action in it, and it doesn't go to the extremes that action movies tend to do, like Mission Impossible and like Fast and Furious and a lot of the modern action franchises. Even some back from the 80s, you have the Stallone movies that are just ridiculously over the top. You have a lot of touching moments in this movie, with especially Newt and Ripley. This movie also introduces Bishop, the new AI, and that's kind of an interesting dynamic because in the first movie, the AI goes crazy and tries to kill Ripley, but now she's kind of wary of this new artificial intelligence that turns out to be basically her biggest ally in the movie. Now, I'm personally a bigger fan of the first Alien movie. This movie is still fantastic. I just lean more towards like the horror suspense type movies, and this is really just a sci-fi action movie, and it's just done to the best degree. I honestly can't think of another sci-fi action movie that does this so well. So in the whole grand scheme of the Aliens universe, I have to say Alien's the best one in my opinion. Aliens is a close second though. I totally get why people think that this is the best one and why it's their favorite one. It's a really fun movie. I would say it's arguably more fun and more rewatchable than the first one. I just love the first one. I think it's just a masterpiece. I think it is the perfect movie. But this movie's close. This movie is really close to being perfect for me. And the thing that's really cool about this movie is it expands on the Alien universe and the Alien aesthetic. You get to see, the planet from a little bit. You get to see this bigger spaceport instead of just one ship. And Cameron does a really good job of recreating Ridley's look and feel. So, I mean, that's impressive to go from this horror thriller to a movie that's almost a pure action movie and still keep that grounded and gritty look to it. My favorite scene from Aliens, it might not be a lot of people's favorite scene, but my personal favorite scene is when they set up the sentry gun and it's going down that tunnel and the aliens are coming and you're waiting for the bullets to run out, because I love tension, and that does a really good job of bringing back that tension you felt in the first one, like, oh, are they going to be able to get through this? Are they going to be able to get away from these aliens? And of course, the final fight with Ripley and the Queen. It's just fantastic. That is a fantastic fight, It's great. It's one of the it's probably the best female-led action fight in my opinion. So obviously I'm super excited for Covenant to come out. It's coming out on my birthday this Friday. I'm going to be in DC later in the week, so the review's going to go up a little bit later, but I'll make sure to put that thing up and you guys check it out. I hear it's good. I hear it's pretty good, and I'm really excited. So thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. And what's your favorite sci-fi movie? What's your favorite alien movie? Do you like Alien? Do you like Aliens? Maybe you like Prometheus. I can't imagine that you like any of the other ones, but just let me know. And thanks for watching, guys. See ya.